Hey, let me tell you about the second Bible that I owned, that I used to read for my regular instruction. I was I would say about 19 years old at the time that I got the second Bible. And at that time, I was living in Washington, D.C. I was working there for the railroad Amtrak, and I worked amongst a lot of different kinds of people. During that time, though, when I was in Washington D.C., when I was first there, I was in the middle of a time of spiritual rebellion against God. I was not. It was rebellion. I didn't want to do what God wanted me to do. I I didn't understand what He wanted me to do, and I got frustrated with Him, and I decided just to go ahead and just live my life, do it the best I can. I just got frustrated. And so during that time, while I was working on the railroad, I met various types of people. And during that time, God started working in me to get me, I started getting right with God. I started yearning for Him. And I'm making it's a real long story, but I'm giving you the short of it. I started getting right with God. And once I got right with God, then I started returning back to Bible reading. And I started back with this is my childhood Bible, my first Bible, and I shared with you in another video that I started off with this Bible. I was reading it, and I got into then, and my childhood Bible up through my teen years, and I was reading, I was getting familiar with the Bible, with what it taught, but got back to this, and I was reading it, I was enjoying it, it was really good, I was growing, and came across a group of people. They were called Jehovah's Witnesses. And I always enjoyed talking with them. They were sharing with me what they thought about theology and things like that, and end times, the last days. And I was excited about that. It was kind of neat. But I went home and I started reading that, and there's some things that were wrong with it, and I started to debate with some guys started quoting from the Living Bible. Now, some of you may know that Living Bible is a paraphrase. So really, it's not really a translation. It's just somebody putting it into their own words and writing it down that way. That was when I began to look for another Bible, and I got this second Bible, and it's this one right here. This is the King James Version. King James English well, it took me a little bit to get used to it first, but once I got used to it, that was no problem. Your mind begins to process it, and sometimes even got used to, I started preferring the way it would phrase some of the words and some of the verses. So I started using the King James Bible, started using it in my reading, in my devotional time. I used it most importantly, I was using this when I was debating with people at work. Yes, I was arguing with people, okay? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was arguing with them, and I would bring up a verse here and a verse there, and it seemed like the King James Version was one that other people would recognize as something that they had to deal with. My childhood Bible, I was using it more or less to develop myself, but this Bible, I was developing others. I was using this one, actually I would say, I was actually developing myself and developing others. Okay, I was growing in ministry using this Bible, and really studying it quite extensively. Another thing I want to mention too about Bibles: don't be afraid to mark it up. Mark that thing up, man. Mark it up. Mark it up. Study it, and when you get this one all marked up, put it on a shelf and get a new one and start all over. Start all over. There's some people that have their special marks in their special Bible, and they have those marks, and I'll never, that's my Bible, that's my special one, I'll never let go of that. But the objective of being a Christian, the objective of studying the Bible is not to mark the Bible. It's not that we mark the Bible, it's that the Bible marks us. And so this Bible, my second Bible, is the Bible of my ministry development. Now, I do have a third Bible, and I'll share with you in the next video, which was an important, a key Bible in my life and ministry. Share with me what Bible you have that you use, what Bible you have that you use to teach with, okay? Maybe you can relate to what I'm saying there, okay? So if you have one like that, I want to know. Let me know, okay? All right, thank you very much. We'll talk to you later, all right? Till next time. Bye-bye.